Hey, Lee here with the pull list for May 9th, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. Coming to us from Dark Horse Comics this week, we of course have Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 9, Issue 9, and that's continuing the A Part of Me storyline right there, so cool stuff. Over to DC, Night of the Owls is in full swing. They actually took Batman and moved it up a week, and I believe they took Batwoman and moved her back a week, just so the tie-ins make sense with where it all started, which is Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman issue 9. So if you're going to pick up any Bat book or you're interested about the event, you go here. Don't go to Detective Comics, don't go to Batgirl, Batman and Robin, you go here. And then, you should be reading those other books anyways, because some of them are pretty good as well. But awesome. Looking really forward to reading this. Hopefully it doesn't lose something by DC kind of blowing it up and making it this huge event. I hope that's not the case, but all the same, really looking forward to Night of the Owls there. Speaking of which, Batgirl ties into it, of course, as well, which is issue 9 there. We have Barbara Gordon fighting some kind of owl assassin there. Of course, it's a lady assassin, because why not? Batman and Robin, which is actually getting great as of late. I like the last story arc with Ducard and whatnot. Again, another book I hope that doesn't suffer by the derailment of Night of the Owls. Not that I don't like the idea of the event, it's just that, everybody was kind of doing their own thing. We didn't need this crossover. I'm very bitter all of a sudden. I don't know what that's about, but Batman and Robin right there, we have Damian Sword fighting a owl assassin, because that's what's happening. Ferris, number 3, coming to us from Bill William. Not a Night of the Owls tie-in. And that's, of course, we have an Adam Hughes cover there, and he's doing what he does best, which is awesome cleavage on the front there. And that's an excellent cover. Yeah, just beautiful stuff coming to us from Adam Hughes on the covers of those books. So, cool stuff. Suicide Squad, this is issue 9, of course, coming to us from DC. Not a Night of the Owls tie-in. But King Shark's featured prominently on the front there, which hopefully means fun will ensue. I do enjoy the book. I've heard very mixed things from everyone else. I know Mike Haynes just hates it now for some reason, but he's really bitter as well. So let's just forget about that. Go over to Image Comics, which we have quite a few books this week, actually. Fatal, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This is issue number 5 already, which may be 5 of 5, or there's 6, I'm not sure, but been super cool stuff. If you like the kind of noir-y, supernatural kind of stuff, the Fatal is definitely for you. So, a book that was supposed to come out, I believe, last week, but got delayed, pushed back for whatever reason, at least here in Winnipeg, is Mind the Gap, which is Image number 1. I've heard nothing but awesome things about the art and whatnot in this book, and it's hefty too. It's there's some weight to this. It feels like a good 3 comics in one, so that's awesome. Also coming to us from Image is Morning Glories, care of Nick Spencer and Joe Azima. This is issue 18 already. Apparently, mixing it up every few issues, something big happens in Morning Glories, which makes you keep reading. Makes an excellent trade. So if you're thinking of jumping on this book for any reason, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm just reviewing Morning Glories in the middle of this pull list, but definitely jump on the trades. They're usually super cheap when they come out too, and try to get enthralled in this universe Nick Spencer's created, because it's actually pretty neat stuff. Spawn, another book that was actually delayed from last week. This is 219. Things are actually going down in this book now. A little bit of action happening in our Spawn story after 20 issues since I jumped on issue 200. So good to see. Spawn, there it is. Not much else to say. Thief of Thieves, the book I was going to stop buying. The story was just intriguing enough that I was like kind of debating it. I'm like, you know what? I'll cut the $2.99 out of my my monthly budget. But then I realized that well, hey, first prints of the first 3 issues I have now are worth like $25 a piece to sell. Never mind retail. So I'm gonna keep buying it. I'm gonna keep enjoying the story, and when I'm done, make a fat check out of it. So there's Thief of Thieves number 4. We kind of get the idea of what this book is actually going to be about now, going from the end of last issue. So, actually, kind of looking forward to reading this. Not even lying. Walking Dead number 97. We have finished the new world, all larger world, or whatever the storyline was. We've gone to Something to Fear. So there you have it. The Something to Fear, maybe zombies. They haven't really shown up in the last few issues, so maybe they'll turn up. Going over to Marvel, Avenging Spider-Man. This is issue 7. He's teaming up with She-Hulk right there. This is what this book is about. We have the Imminens actually working on this one. So Zebwell is nowhere to be seen, but hopefully, they're not too bad themselves. So we'll see what actually happens in this issue of Avenging Spider-Man. Another book that was delayed last week that makes 3 that I was picking up anyways. This is Fury Max, and it's coming to us from Garth Ennis. And it's going to be awesome. I do enjoy my my Max comics. I don't read Deadpool. I heard it's okay, but looking definitely forward to this one. So, Nick Fury Max is just a badass. So, not that regular Nick Fury isn't. But New Avengers, this is issue 26. I think we had an issue of New Avengers last week or the week before, so they kind of rushing to catch up to the storyline. I don't know what is exactly happening there, but Iron Fist-centric story going on. Kind of set it up in the last issue, and we'll kind of see what becomes of that in this one here. So there is New Avengers, of course, from Bendis and Diodato. Good stuff. Punisher, number 11. We finished the Omega Effect tie-in. He's working alone again. Cole has run off and whatnot, so hopefully return to form for the Punisher. We'll see. He's taking a chainsaw to a dude's face, so I mean, you know, goodness will ensue. Scarlet Spider. Kind of a super cool cover there. The words all kind of blurry and there's a bomb going off in his face. Why not? Been a super cool book, and that's from Chris Yost and whatnot, and I've actually enjoyed it. He's got the League of Assassins, or whatever they're called, gunning for him now, so we'll get to see what happens there for old Mr. Kane. From Benison Oeming, it's Oeming? I'm sorry. Takio number 1, that's an icon book, actually. The Takio originally existed as a trade, which I have up there, which you just can't see. It's just out of frame. But the story continues here. Super, super quirky kind of art style. The story's kind of neat. It's just two sisters that ended up with some superpowers and whatnot, so that whole chestnut, but they're quite young, younger than superheroes usually are, that achieve powers. So it's kind of a neat book. Definitely a book that you would show to, you know, your little brother or, you know, your son or daughter someday. Definitely a cool thing. So this is the first issue collector's item. Boom, right there. So you'd be dumb not to pick this up, obviously. So Takio, right there. The Ultimates, issue 10. I've saw this issue actually in the preview book, and it's definitely eye-catching with the cherry blossoms and whatnot. Super cool stuff, which is not indicative of what's actually happening in the book, which is just a giant awesome mess. So if you've been on Ultimates, you know what I'm talking about. So we'll see what Jonathan Hickman has for us this week. Speaking of Ultimates, Ultimate X-Men issue 11, which is still coming to us from Nick Spencer. Crazy stuff happening here as well. So yeah, not much else to say without spoiling anything. Wolverine, number 306, pretty neat cover there, actually. And I noticed that Jason Aaron no longer on the book, which might spell the end of my picking up Wolverine. Actually, the last few issues have been kind of hit and miss. So yeah, I do like that cover though. That's super neat. And finally this week, because I'm tired of talking, Wolverine and the X-Men, number 10. We have Public Enemy, number 1, Cyclops on the front there. And been a super awesome book. We have Jason Aaron, of course, Bachalo doing the art there. Bam, just an awesome book. This is definitely the Wolverine book to jump over to if you you want to read something after, you know, kind of Wolverine's kind of lost its steam. So that's that. Nothing for Avengers vs. X-Men this week, aside from a few tie-ins, which is kind of strange. I'd imagine they'd be pumping out a Versus issue at least every week heading into June and May and whatnot, but whatever. That is the pull list for this week. We'll be doing another LBR episode, of course, this weekend. If you haven't had a chance, go listen to the last episode, which I think is one of our best. We cover most everything from the Avengers movie, new trailers, reviews, news, everything. It was to the point. It's an hour and a half straight. Everything you could imagine fanboys of comics would talk about. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, that is the pull list for this week. We'll see you again next week. All kinds of stuff to read. So talk to you later.